In Chapter 1, you'll read about the philosophies of natural law, positive law, historical reasoning, and legal realism. So now let's go to slide number 3. Slide 3 talks about natural law, which is currently the predominant view or philosophy that most North Americans have. Yet just because it's the majority, it does not mean that it's so-called the winner, or that you must follow it, or that it doesn't have its own problems. It's not because it's the better one, it's because our government, our culture, our American history was born during a period in time in the 1700s when natural law was the predominant way of thinking. In other words, it was the view that most of the founders took. It was the view that you still see states in certain conservative areas take. And if you grew up in a religious background, this is also likely your code. So outside social traditions, why have people adopted natural school of law as a way of understanding law itself? One answer is because it fits their comfort levels. Let's look at slide 4 and read Martin Luther King Jr.'s comment, and pause this video here. So look at that last sentence and ask yourself if indeed that statement harmonizes with you. Martin Luther King Jr.'s philosophy followed the school of natural law. However, what are the problems with this philosophy? For one, humanity must guess at natural law, as nothing is clear, determined, or plain. Natural law works in some ways because it's time-tested. The rules are successful. For example, even if a government legalized murder, murder is prohibited under natural law. Civilization indeed would not last if murder were legal. Thus, natural law provides a correct basis to conduct our lives. And by the way, most people follow natural law because they translate it as divine laws from their religious background. The next positivists hold a different philosophy which arose from the idea that the state is the parent, and therefore whatever the state says is law. There is nothing else. There is no other justice. Law doesn't have a bad or a good. It doesn't have an up or a down. It merely is what it is. Well, the best example I can give you for this particular philosophy is a street sign. If you ask WADOT, why did you put that sign at 35 miles per hour on this particular road? WADOT won't have an answer. They haven't studied it. They just looked at the type of traffic in the neighborhood and made its decision. Thus, that street sign is neither a bad nor a good thing. It is not a symbol of bad behavior and immoral behavior if you speed beyond that speed limit. Consider you have two highly moral people, saints A and B, if you will, driving on a street with 35 mile an hour speed limit. Does Saint A, who is driving at 36 miles per hour in that 35 miles an hour, suffer the punishment of a moral hell? Is this person bad because he went 1 mile over the limit for which he may rightfully receive a speeding ticket? Is this person morally deficient because of that behavior? The positivist would say no. But on the other hand, the person who follows natural law would say yes. That person has broken the divine law when he broke the government law. For any break will merit punishment, says the natural law philosopher. Again, using the speed limit sign as an example, what about Saint B, who drives, but this time is going through a school zone with yellow lights flashing and is drinking and driving? Does 70 miles an hour in a 20 mile an hour school zone mean that that person is creating a moral crisis? Most of us would say yes, but a positivist would say no, it's irrelevant. There is no good nor bad, just greater punishment. So if we said yes to that question, there is a moral problem. Saint B is being bad, but Saint A was neither bad nor good. We've switched our philosophy, and we've chosen our outcome relative to our own personal desires. The sixth slide is the historical school that many American courts follow. Here we look back to the past to determine the present or the future course. Many people understand this viewpoint or approach from their own use of tradition. For example, some families have a tradition around the holidays of honoring the oldest member of the home by seating that person at the head of the table, or they let that person eat first. Well, we honor that individual because of their longevity, their commitment to the family, and more. However, what would happen if suddenly that family for the next holiday season changes this tradition by requiring this individual to sit at the small table with the little children and the paper Kool-Aid cups and eat last? Would this change in tradition upset the individual, the family? This individual would no longer see herself in a position of honor. Indeed, she might think she has lost honor, yet she suffered no physical harm by this change in tradition. However, altering tradition will upset the whole balance of how the family functions. It will make matters worse for the family, I would imagine, from that moment on. Thus, tradition has a way of preserving balance or order. We look back to the past to make the decisions for our present or our future. In this historical school, the court is trying to maintain a social balance by asking, is there a case from the past which we can call tradition or precedent? If there is precedent, the court will follow it. If there is no case, the court will try to pair similar cases, similar facts, to adapt tradition and their results. However, if the problem faced by the court is so novel, the court then that follows a historical approach can find it can no longer go forward.